Welcome to another guy's garage. Today is an exciting day because I have a new toy. That's right, I've got this Pittsburgh 1,000 pound engine stand from Harbor Freight. Let's get into it. And here it is, the Pittsburgh 1,000 pound engine stand. You guessed it, it is engineered to comply with the American Society of Mechanical Engineers Portable Automotive Service Equipment Standards. So I've got one of these from about 15 years ago that you guys have seen in other videos, if you've been around. If not, like and subscribe, please. So I like to compare, where were we 15 years ago versus where are we now? I'm curious, did it get better? Did it get worse? Is it junk? So unboxing. What I like about this box is that it has not been opened. It is not damaged. The tape is all intact. It at least appears like I am the first person to ever get into this package, which I'm pretty excited about because I'm a good package kind of guy. So sorry, retailers, but when a package has been opened or it's damaged, I don't want it. Here we go. The big unveil. Woo-wee. What do we got? We got some instructions. Looks nice. Looks like that one, only red. Got some instructions. I've got some casters. Good to see they're still metal. Some more casters. Take it all in. It even smells new. All right. More casters. Should probably open the instruction manual here. I'm going to make you guys, I'll time-lapse some of this so you don't have to watch me be an idiot. Well, I know if speeding up is going to make me look like less of an idiot, but I'll time-lapse anyways. Pretty straightforward. So I'm going to take it out of the box and see what we've got here. Oh. Overall, looks like a nice piece. The paint's pretty decent. I don't know if it's powder coat. Ton of fish eyes, so tells me the prep wasn't very good, but you know what? This thing's never going to live outside, so that's okay. There is a grease zerk up here in the top, which that one does not have, to grease that up. Although once you grease it, I feel like, unless you keep it outside, like I said, you're probably pretty good. Looks very similar to the one that is sitting over there from a few years ago. Except I think that one was like $50 15 years ago. So this was $99.99. I had a 15% off coupon. I think it was $85 plus tax. I got the receipt in the house, but the pieces, parts, it's the same. All right, so these are the parts that actually attach to the flange on the back that hook up to the back of the motor, and I'm going to take you over and show you what they used to look like. This, you can see how they used to be made. It was a big flat plate with a piece welded on the end. Now it's these loops. I don't know what to think about that. Still rated for 1,000 pounds. I think that's what this one was rated for, but definitely not made like it was 15 years ago. I don't know. These are even thinner wall than these are. You can see that one's crooked. It's not the best quality, but at least it seems a little beefier. It's also going to put things a little further past the flange, so you're going to have a little bit more of a cantilever effect. But we'll see what that looks like. Let me get the flange on. I'm going to get you in and look at this. This looks like the back, the rear bar. I'll bring a caster over here too. You can see it. Maybe this is better. You can see how the casters were welded on the back of this one. Just that little piece welded on. They kind of hang off the ends. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that these casters are going to ride underneath it instead of out from it. I'm curious the difference in length. If this one's any longer, because now the wheels are under versus this one. I can tell you that this engine stand, this orange one, is very stable and not very tippy. What I'm really interested in is this plate where everything mounts. Hardware, pretty good hardware pack. Oh, this is heavy. Oh yeah, that's a hell of a plate. I'm curious, dimension-wise, how it compares to the other one. Let's give it a measure. I've already lost. There it is. So we are about 10 inches by 6 inches. Let's take you over here. Let's see what we got down here. And I've got 10 inches by 6 inches. It really looks like the big change is instead of having this plate slotted, you can see. So instead of having this plate slotted here, now these arms are slotted to move. And maybe that gives you more adjustability. I don't know what the thought process there, but it's just different. Verdict's still out. We'll have to see if it's better. I can tell you, though, this plate does look a little beefier than the other one. Get you in there nice and tight. This is about 5/8 thick. Looking at that right? Yeah, 5/8. Where this one is 1/2 inch. So that plate is definitely thicker on the new one. So moving on, I started putting this together. This is the clamping for the back of the engine on the flange that's going to go in the ultimately in the stand. A little bit out of order on the instructions, I know, but something I wanted to bring up, and I'm glad I did because I noticed this. So thank you, Harbor Freight, for supplying these bolts for these that aren't long enough. So I have it assembled per the instruction with the bolt, the washer, and the nut. The washer goes on this side, like I have it. But these bolts aren't long enough. So you mechanical engineers out there, you tell me what the engagement should be on this size bolt. I will tell you. I had to go to Lowe's and Home Depot because thank you for neither store having enough of any of them. This is good old Home Depot. This is what they had, but this is an M14-2.0 by 80 millimeter. So what is the proper thread engagement? Because my guess is that it's something more than 1.5, which is about what this is. Well, maybe it's 2, but this is too short. Let's get it together. So on this one, this piece slides into this, and then you just lock it in with this bolt. So you can kind of move this in and out. I just made mine flush to the end here, thinking that's the right way. Doesn't say in the instructions, and then this just kind of locks it in. Okay, I get it. I do like on the original, that bolt goes through and actually connects it, and that beam is locked in place. And again, it doesn't say in the instructions to go flush, but you can see this one is about flush. So I'm going to assume that that's where they meant it to go. Just a little detail they left out. So this is what they give you for casters for the front. In my opinion, it's got this locking mechanism. I see no need. I've used the other one for a long time. No need to lock the front. I think this is a waste. If I was Harbor Freight, I'd take cost out by eliminating this piece and this assembly and just put the nut through, which I might end up just doing, and giving me the bolts that are long enough to go through that flange. time for the mounting plate. All greased up. Oh, there's actually divots for it to stop instead of just holes. This is a solid piece. I think my other one is just a piece of pipe. I will say that this is quite the unit as it relates to this flange. Again, my other one is just a piece of pipe, hollow. So I'm curious, but we're gonna lube that up. Yeah, no comment. Slide it on in there. Twist it as I go. Yeah, and I will use that greaser. Can throw some grease in there too, but it doesn't hurt to smear a little grease on there. All right, something I do like is they give you this retaining ring. My dad called these Jesus clips, or maybe those are the ones you go inside. But anyways, he had a nickname for these, but they do give this mounting ring, but you do need a tool, this pliers, to spread these open. I guess I figure if you turn apart engines, you have one of these, but this just inserts into these two openings. This is a little bit small. You can change these heads, but this one's a little small, but then you just squeeze and it opens up that ring. And then you'll be able to slide the ring right on here. So although I do like the spring clip a lot, guys, you can see I have a collection of pliers that this one's too big. These open the wrong way. Anyways, I have a plethora, called a plethora, of different pliers to work with these spring clips, and I did not have the right size. So you know what would be handy is to have the tool or the size that you need, or even a mention that you're going to need a special pliers to put that clip on. I bet that there's another way, called a hack, to put those on without using any of these. And somebody watching, the three of you that do, knows that answer. If you know what it is, fire up the digits and leave it in the comments. Something I do have to comment on, I like the extra long handle. The other one is sufficient, but this extra long handle is nice. And the fact that it's got grips on both sides to keep it from falling out, because I can tell you that the other one, when it goes to one side, it does fall out. I have no pin in it because it is handy sometimes to take it out, but I do like that. I like the solid shaft. And this one, of course, comes with a pin, so you can lock your engine in place. Well, mostly. So I do like that. So all in all, so far, not totally disappointed. There are some pros and cons, this unit over the previous one. Let's get an engine on it and see how it performs. What's nice is that even Harbor Freight calls out in the instructions to go ahead and use some washers as shims as needed. So put a couple on there, put the last one in. So here they are, side by side, the old versus the new. Let's give a little bit of a recap now that they're both together. This is the new one. I'm gonna give this a 3. And anybody who gets an annual review knows that 3 is a fully successful, meets requirements. Sorry, Harbor Freight, but you're not gonna get a 5 for showing up to the party. I thought it was good, it's adequate, it works. There are definitely some things that I like and things that I don't like. So let's start with the things that I don't like. What I didn't like, and this is a big ding, is that I had to go buy these. These were $275 a piece. The ones that came with the kit were too short, so I had to go buy my own. That's a no-no. Any tool you buy shouldn't have to buy extra parts. That's starter, so that was a big ding right there. Let's go on to what I do like. Let's start up here at the top. I do like that there's a clip here, although sometimes I have pulled this out and attached this to the engine while it's hanging and then went ahead and attached it to the stand. So this clip is going to keep you from doing that. I don't know if you have a preference. You can do it either way, but I have done that before where I pulled this out and attached it to the engine, not while it's on the stand. I do like that there's a grease zerk there, so it can be greased. I do like that this post that goes through here that mounts to the mounting plate is a solid piece of steel, unlike this one that is a tube. I do like that the handle is longer, that it comes with grips on both sides so that it doesn't slide out. I can tell you that The verdict's still out on these. I seem to see that there's a lot more adjustability, or it feels like just more adjustability. These giant washers they put on there seem to give it plenty of support, so I'm not seeing that they're weak or cantilevering or pulling away here from the flange. Everything seems to be okay. What I also don't like, should start with this, is that bolt that goes through there. It's not a positive, it's just a friction fit, so it basically tightens down onto the crossbar, and that's what holds it in place. I could see if you ever had that loosen up on you, if you're pulling the engine back, that could slide out. That would be a problem. I like the positive connection on the other one, actually goes through the bar. The new one does not roll as well as the old one. So I don't know if it's just a grease thing. Maybe I'll shoot it with some lithium grease and make sure that those wheels are well lubricated, but the front wheels do not roll as easy as the old one does. You can also see that it sits, just because of the way that's made, slightly higher. I don't know if that's gonna cause an issue. Center of gravity is a little bit higher than the old one. I kind of didn't mind the old one. I don't know if I have a preference as far as working on it, but for rolling around a little bit lower, again, lower center of gravity is a little bit more stable. But all in all, I think it's a decent unit. Maybe I can bump it up to a 3.5, but again, those bolts really make me angry. I would say a 3 out of 5 is what I'm gonna rate it on the website, and we'll go from there. So that concludes the review, the unboxing of my Pittsburgh 1,000-pound engine stand. Thanks for watching, and if you wanna see why I'm doing this, or why I bought this stand, in my upcoming videos, I'm gonna tear into this motor. You can see right in there, if you look real close, there's a hole inside of this block. So like, subscribe, watch my other videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.